Mates, here's the third video log. I'm literally at the same exact spot that I was at from my second video. So this is my third video now. And I noticed as I was strolling along, I got to see another wildflower that I haven't seen yet until now. Alright, we're gonna zoom in. Right here. You see this? This is called the Wood Betony, also known as Pedicularis canadensis. What's neat about these guys is they're also perennial, and they can grow up to a foot long. For some reason, like just looking at the general shape, just kind of reminds me of looking at a crown, in a sense, right? But yeah, they have these divided leaves on them that kind of reminds you of a fern. But rest assured, though, they are not ferns by any means. Not only that, but what's neat about the plant is they have these clusters of flowers that wrap around the top here. Yeah, as you can see. They typically are in the color of maroon, as a matter of fact. But there is also an even rarer form that usually is yellow. But, yeah, so I mean, you can actually find these in wooded habitats, and they are statewide. But surprisingly, it's my first time really seeing them. Yeah, going back on the flower. But, as I was saying, the other common name for this plant is also called lousewort, and it's believed that it comes from an old world species, also known as the Pedicularis palustris. Legend has it that cattle would graze in the pastures populated by the plant and would eventually become infested with lice. So, and that's just folktale. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. But then, who knows? That could be, maybe that is the case. It's difficult to say. But usually, when you see the Wood Betony, there's usually bound to be wild ginger nearby, just because they look very similar to each other, and they also require the same soil conditions to grow, which is kind of like your calcareous, dry soil. And let's see, we might be lucky. And no, we're not up all night to get lucky. Just because staying up all night isn't always my preference. Yeah, here we are. Yeah, wild ginger right here. And I'm trying to see. Yeah, I don't actually see the flower from it. Either way, this is wild ginger. These leaves right here that kind of have the shape of a heart. Yeah, I actually did a video on, I believe it was Saturday, that specifically focused on the wild ginger. And there we've got ourselves a true Solomon seal. Wow. See, this is what it's like. This is how a natural habitat is supposed to be. Native plants, and there's hardly any honeysuckle at all, whatsoever. So I'm very impressed. And actually, I want to point this out to you guys, too. I wish I could zoom in with this phone, but I can't. But you see... Okay, let me see if I can actually... Alright, hold on a second. Alright, there we go. Now we've actually been able to walk up to it. You may be wondering, what exactly is this tree? As a matter of fact, this is PawPaw. I'm not saying like Papaw as in a grandpa. I'm actually saying paw as in like a cat. And they're both mixed together, so paw. Yeah. So what's neat about the PawPaw is they produce these long, cylindrical-like fruits, and they're actually edible. You can eat them. And typically they have the taste of a banana, as a matter of fact. But yeah, this is what the early bloom of it looks like. They kind of produce these maroon-like leaves that kind of resemble like a helmet or something of the sort. It's just an improvisation of imagination. But yeah, this is the pawpaw. It was awesome. Like, as I was walking by, I happened to see it, and it was like, ooh, I gotta point this out. But yeah, the fruit usually will be available probably later in the summer. That's when you'll actually start seeing them. However, though, they are usually highly sought after by wildlife. You know, the fellow homies. But yeah, this is the wild pawpaw. And that's a young one, too. So alrighty, mates. Thought I would share that with you guys. Hope you learned something about the Wood Betony and the wild pawpaw. I kind of improvised in this video because I did not expect to see the pawpaw. That's the amazing part about nature. You never know what you're going to stumble upon. So alrighty, mates. Take care, and Journey on a Journey is outwards. Take care, folks.